Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel, Dana Lorenzo.
Wait, what did you say?
Dana Lorenzo.
Have a good one.
You guys better subscribe and watch my friend on his YouTube channel. He is kicking ass.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 3 premiere of Van Helsing on Syfy, which was called Fresh Tendrils. So yeah, very happy to be talking about Van Helsing again. This show has become one of the staples and mainstays of my channel, and I also have a shirt. This is a custom printed from TeePublic. I always wanted a Van Helsing shirt, and this is the way I found out how to get one. So yeah, pretty cool. Sort of that season 1 main, sort of promotional image. The logo, it's pretty cool. I also think it's kind of nice with a circular sort of design instead of like just the square rectangular poster on it. But yeah, so season 3. Very much looking forward to what this has in store for us. I really enjoyed season 2. Of course, I really like season 1 as well. But by the looks of some of these season 3 trailers, I feel like there's going to be even more going on than ever. And again, just am very, very eager to see what they bring us. And it also helps that, like, again, the cast and crew, I've talked about this enough before, but they're some of the nicest people you can meet. They really care and appreciate their fans. Maybe I shouldn't say meet because I haven't met them, but just how they interact with people online. It really makes you feel like they care about their show and sort of how their fans see it. From Rowland, of course, Alex, Kelly, everyone that works on the show is just great. So it just makes it all easier to talk about this the way I do. And the premiere itself, I enjoyed a lot. We start with this flashback to the Harkers actually in the 80s, and when Scarlett was chosen instead of Vanessa, which I found to be pretty interesting and sort of contributing to Vanessa's sort of lone wolf, sort of path later in life. I thought that was pretty interesting as well. And then the shadowy figure comes at Vanessa after the car had crashed. So I'm guessing this is a character we've never met before. I doubt it was just the elder, kind of implanting himself in there. So this is apparently another angle at play here, which I find to be pretty interesting. Also, how satisfying was it to see Vanessa kill the doctor who was, posing as her mother in the previous season? That was a pretty nice payoff. Although I had wanted Vanessa to do more to her than just stab her, but that stab was still, pretty deep. Also intense and pretty cool seeing Vanessa feeding and everything on one of the guards and taking the uniform. And yeah, Kelly Overton. She had the baby. Congratulations and everything. But now she's in arguably the best shape I've ever seen. So kudos to her. And I know we have a lot of Vanessa carnage on the way this season. That's what I'm mainly looking forward to. And back with the others, with Axel and, Julia, Stock, everything like that. And we see Dr. Harrison arrives there, trying to basically reel his way to Scarlett, to have both sisters at the facility. Apparently he has no idea what's happened. So, but we find out they may have other facilities as well, because, Vanessa sends them to Denver at the end of the episode. to try and find more on this cure and everything like that potentially. This whole standoff between Axel and the others and Dr. Harrison I thought was pretty good. Some pretty good camera angles going with sort of the part of it seemed like almost like one shot as they're panning around the room as they decide to take out the soldiers, of course, and almost Matrix-like, which is fine. Doc actually takes one to the shoulder, which is alright. And I should also mention the fact that Flesh, apparently he's alive. He literally crawls out of his grave and then mourns Lucky, who is apparently blown to bits. Which is sad. Flesh can't really catch a break, but I think it's good that they found a way to bring Vincent Gale back into it as well. And I think what contributed to Flesh coming back again here is the same thing that's happening with Julius's regeneration. Because he pretty much heals within seconds now, it seems, at this point, or at least within a minute or two. And I think it'll be pretty interesting for him. And then we also have the dynamic of Flesh blaming him for Lucky's death, just because they were trying to help him, and that's when everything broke down and stuff like that, because he is held. But yeah, so that was all pretty good. And then we also see a little bit of okay, jeez. We also see a little bit of Sam and of course Muhammad. Again, I wonder if they're going to find a way to turn Muhammad back or not. By the way, he's already committing quite a few atrocities under Sam's wing. I forget the character's name, but we've seen him briefly in a season 2 episode, I believe. And him and Vanessa had hooked up briefly, which I was never really a fan of. But we see him, he's still leading this little group of people. It seems like he's sort of been driven a little bit off. But he is quickly killed by Sam, his neck is snapped, as him and Mohammed play with the others and feed. So that was a good sort of reintroduction. They're surely going to be a deadly duo this season. Curious to see what happens if they cross over with Scab and Ivory. Ivory, I think, is an interesting character to still have alive. Scab, of course, brings her a dead mountain lion, so good hunting Rowland. But of course, that's not going to sustain her the way humans would. So she just kind of yells or sort of growls at him to try and find a live human. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting to see again if they cross over and Sam sort of becomes like this de facto sort of alpha leader. So we'll see how that goes. But then again, it seems like Sam doesn't really want anyone in his circle other than Muhammad. But again, we'll see. But yeah, there's just a lot of interesting stuff in this episode. Again, Van Helsing does really well laying the groundwork and giving us a lot of little mystery threads that are sure to pay off this season. And it was good to see that the group met up with Vanessa again so soon. At the facility, had flown there only to see all the bodies, laid out around there, and Vanessa holding them at gunpoint and then quickly recognizing them. So it was good that it didn't take like half a season just for the group to sort of reunite. Although they do separate again, at least we got that moment of them getting back together and forming a plan. Of course, Vanessa and Scarlet hesitant to tell them about the whole Elder angle and this Dark One, who we'll talk more about in a second. But probably the most well-acted scene in the episode was Vanessa and Scarlet's dream that they shared with Abby, of course, their mother. I had said before that it was unfortunate that Vanessa didn't get to at least meet her before she died. I felt like Abby died a bit too soon, but it made sense in the story. But here we sort of get Vanessa getting to meet her, at least briefly anyway. And Kelly Overton, again, just knocks out of the park with her physicality and her acting ability. Seeing Vanessa eventually slowly breaking down and sort of letting the fact that this is her mother in, I thought it was a really nice scene. And of course, Abby, she warns them about these totems that each of the elders have, except it seems like our our Hillary Jardine elder doesn't really have theirs at the moment, which makes sense because it would probably be somewhere else since he was in prison for so long. Also, it was kind of hitting me, with the elder taking on Susan's form, to sort of ease Vanessa, which made sense. And I like that Vanessa was actually sort of moved by, the Susan form, sort of, caressing, her hair and everything like that. So maybe there was a future with Susan's interest in Vanessa that she displayed before her death, which is kind of sad now. But still, it made sense. I like how that angle worked. But yeah, there are these totems that each of the elders have. We don't know exactly where they are. But if they get them together, they could release this dark one, which we've been hearing about since Season 2, really. And like I said, in Season 2, I think this dark one is going to be Van Helsing's version of Dracula. I think he could be released. I think he's going to be released somehow, some way. But it's going to be interesting to see, because we've had characters, like Dimitri, we've had the Elder, who still looks really good makeup-wise. So just how lethal and how grim and dangerous is this dark one going to be? I don't know if they'll call him Dracula exactly, but they do say Van Helsing. They've been kind of building up more into that, sort of history there. So I won't be surprised if they do actually use the Dracula name at some point, but we'll see. So I'm looking forward to that. The show already really needs a season 4. Okay, we gotta see where this goes as long as they want it. Yeah, I know there's stuff I'm probably missing that I'm not talking about. So again, feel free to comment below, and we can definitely discuss more. Like I said, Van Helsing is one of the main staples of my channel. It's just really easy and enjoyable for me to talk about. I think it's highly overlooked. Sort of like one of my other favorite shows of all time, The Strain, which just ended last year. Both really good, vampire science fiction shows that I think aren't talked about nearly enough. But yeah, and again, look at my shirt. But yeah, so definitely going to be doing this every week, no question about it. I'm also planning on doing like a top 5, maybe top 10 characters video for the show. So yeah, I know you guys thought about this premiere episode. What are your predictions for the season, the dark one? Like, where do you envision the story going in the long run? Although it's, fairly hard to predict, I think. So yeah, overall I'm giving this episode probably about a 9 out of 10. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I'll see you. Peace.